our Peacemakers Camp and our religious education program, our Golden UUs, our men's group, our membership team, hospitality crews and choir, our buildings and grounds and garden workers, our volunteers who support worship here and who witness out in the community. It is easy to see all of the ways that we invest our time and treasure at UUCY, and I thank Erica for showing us that also in pictures. It is not as easy sometimes to see where our investment of pledges goes, what our fundraising buys, what our legacy gifts and special donations support. And yet it is the duty of our board, and indeed of each of us, to ask these questions and to seek clear answers. Part of our task force efforts this year, as you now know, are dedicated to making our financial reporting easier to understand and more informative for our board and our congregation as we make decisions about money. We are already making progress towards this goal by revising the format of our projected budget, which you have in your handout, to clarify how much of it is supported by income and how much by utilizing our assets. This you will see and will be explained when Treasurer Corlin Briggs steps up shortly to highlight for you the revisions in our projected annual budget since May, when we voted as a congregation to approve our original projections. Another way is by reorganizing our thinking about our budget, moving away from seeing it only in terms of line items and toward a more comprehensive understanding of how even the most mundane ways of allocating our treasure provides essential support to living our values that we hold dear. One of our central values is to inspire the mind and spirit. When your pledges are used to pay utilities for lighting and climate control to keep us comfortable during worship, to keep our sanctuary bright and beautiful, to tune our piano, to purchase the paper and copying costs for our order of service that you hold in your hands each Sunday, to keep our kitchen well supplied, our labyrinth maintained, and to fairly compensate our professional staff and minister and occasional guest speakers who plan and facilitate our inspiring worship experiences, you are helping to uplift the minds and spirits of the members and visitors around you, as well as your own. Another value we hold is to honor religious freedom, which we do in no small part by maintaining a modern, reliable security system that protects our indoor and outdoor worship spaces that we and our neighbors use for the wide variety of sacred experiences that we enjoy. We embrace diversity when we keep our historic carriage house building in good shape and periodically upgrade our meeting rooms to welcome sponsored community groups, such as our Gay Alcoholics Anonymous group, that might have difficulty finding meeting space elsewhere, and for our English language conversation circle that helps immigrants achieve fuller inclusion within American society. We minister to each other with love by keeping our computers functioning so that our office staff and volunteers can produce the communications that keep us informed about our community, connected to our many fellowship opportunities, and abreast of the joys and concerns of those we love. We work for a just society when we buy crayons and chalk and Play-Doh and snacks, paper towels, and religious education materials to supply our RE spaces downstairs where our children learn to recognize and advocate for fairness and equality in our world. As we implement our new financial reporting systems, you will be able to see the many ways that each one of our line item expenses helps us uphold our UU principles, as well as the frugality of our staff and lay leaders who conscientiously squeeze every drop of purpose out of every dollar that you give. Whether it goes to pay for met electricity, buy gas for our lawnmowers, a covered rack to keep our choir robes good and clean condition, light bulbs in our offices, soap in our restrooms, a banner to identify us at community gathering events, or refurbished seats that you're sitting on right now. will make it patently evident that when we fairly and justly compensate our professional staff and part-time child care workers, we are supporting each and every one of the ministries that I mentioned, whether or not the staff's efforts are always visible for us to see. This fiscal year, I will make the last payment on my car loan. I'm going to say that again, and the proper response is amen. Let's try it. This fiscal year, I'm going to make the last payment on my car loan.
Amen.
Thank you. And so, I am raising my pledge this year. Because I find buying office supplies to be positively thrilling when I know that they will be used to continue transforming lives in the ways only we can offer.
Amen.
Amen. And I do not want to wait until next July. I want to use less of our Wise Trust Fund this year to accomplish that mission.
Amen.